head, in my head.
Oh, hey everybody. Let me drop this, get this out from under my face. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Day 3. Day 3 of my countdown. And what a day it's been. Um, so we found out late last night that Kiss canceled Ottawa because Paul is sick. And I've got some things I'm going to be pulling up here. So check this out. Let me go to. So well, first let's look at an update of the shows. I'm going to add this to the stage here. Let's look at an update of the shows. So it was 0 days to Toronto, but that's been canceled. And then Paul gets a day off today. He gets a day off tomorrow. I'm going to show in a minute the tweet that he put out. So he's got 2 days of rest today and tomorrow, and then November 24th, Knoxville. I was talking to a friend of mine who is going to the Knoxville show, and he's really nervous. He was saying, do you think at this point in time that Kiss is just going to cancel all the shows up to New York? And they're not saying anything yet. Honestly, if they were going to do that, I'd rather them go ahead and say something, because honestly, I think I could get my hotel and my my airline refunded if they were to say something now. But I know they're probably not going to reschedule those 2 dates, because December the 2nd is supposed to be the last day. And let me scroll down here where you can see December 2nd there. There we go. So the way this plays out is they canceled yesterday, and he's got the flu. They showed a picture on, I'll go ahead and switch to it, showed a picture on his Twitter of him in the bed, and that looks like that's his house. I don't know if that's a hotel. I mean, it could be a hotel, because, they stay in nice hotels. I doubt that's his house. It's probably a hotel. And he said, Toronto and Ottawa have done everything possible to get on stage and be part of the incredible 2.5-hour celebration we planned, but this flu has made it impossible. I, along with Gene, Tommy, and Eric, couldn't be more disappointed and send our deepest apologies. Does not mention rescheduling, because, like I said, I doubt there will be any rescheduling, because the second is supposed to be the last date. So how does this play out? Who thinks that? Honestly, I think that people in Knoxville have room to have cause to be concerned. I definitely think if you're in Knoxville, or if you're in Indianapolis, I definitely think you have cause to be concerned, because the Knoxville show is only 2 days away, and the Indianapolis show is only 3 days away. And it depends on how bad the flu is, what strain he's got. Sometimes it can knock you out for a week. But Paul's also, I can say this about Paul, that Paul Stanley is very driven. He's played shows where he's been sick before, and Gene had to sing some of the songs. So Paul is going to do the best he can. He's probably running a fever. He's probably dehydrated. And, this doesn't really, age plays a factor, but this is a virus. And so I think if he can be good enough, I think he may possibly be good enough by Indianapolis. That's 3 days. It's 5 days to Rosemont, 7 days to Baltimore, and 9 and 10 days until New York. So I hope that all of these shows don't get canceled, and except for the New York shows. I hope that they all don't get canceled. But, they might. So I'll be making another video tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be live. I decided to do live tonight because I don't want to take the time to edit it. I may do live tomorrow. I know it's Thanksgiving, but I may go live sometime tomorrow just to see if they update anything. I don't think we'll hear anything about Knoxville until 2 days from now, till the 24th. I think we'll hear something early on like we did today. I did want to, so talking enough about that. I did want to talk about the pay-per-view. If you haven't heard already, they have a pay-per-view that they're going to be doing of December the 2nd. And they've got a countdown over at ppv.com. And I will probably get this. I'll definitely get it if Rosemont ends up getting canceled. But I don't think Rosemont's going to get canceled. But I'll be honest with you, I'm scared. I'm nervous about it. And I'm mostly nervous about it because I don't want to lose over $1,000, $1,000 in airfare and for two people, and $400 in tickets, and I don't want to lose all of that. So hopefully they make a decision fast enough. I think I have to know something by the 25th, at least on my hotel. Like I said, Ottawa and Toronto's canceled. They have a day off tomorrow. Comes to US on Knoxville. Indy next day, 25th, day off 26th. And I leave on the 26th. Go to Rosemont and on the 27th. And so this is the pay-per-view. And so I plan on getting it. It's $40 plus tax and fees. So if you want to get that, I suggest you get it. I may live stream a little bit of it and talk about it. But other than that, I'll probably just work on enjoying it. So I wanted to talk about, I see my internet's kind of crapping out on me a little bit, so I may just kind of pause here a little bit to see if it'll get better. Things I did today was mostly just be scared to death. Not scared to death, but just nervous about whether the show's actually going to go on or not, or if they're just going to cancel all the shows. I've been chatting back and forth with some friends. And that's what our primary focus has been today. I did listen to albums today. If you're keeping track, I left off with Live 2. And I was going to listen to some albums that had to do with songs that are on the set list. So I listened to Dynasty today, Creatures, Animalize, Psycho Circus, Lick It Up, Sonic Boom. And those are the songs that those are albums that have songs on the set list. I also kept constantly checking my email because according to Rob from Right Between the Eyes, who has been to a sound check before, he said that he got his email for his tickets being delivered for the sound check. They get delivered via email. And he said that they got delivered about 6 days early. Now I looked online on Kiss Online. Okay, I checked my email, looked online on Kiss Online. It shows they've not been fulfilled yet. I did go ahead and install the Ticketmaster app on my phone and made sure that my tickets showed up. My 2 tickets showed up. I pulled an old man thing and called the hotel and just verified, even though I could see online, I called the hotel and verified that they have a room for me, and they do. I've got the American Airlines app on my phone, so I know my tickets are there. I know that I have to be there at 1:30, so it's an hour drive for me. Plus, I got to pick up my friend Scott, so I allotted 30 minutes for that, and then 2 hours getting there early at the airport. So I figure I got to leave about 11 o'clock on Sunday morning to fly out about 1:30. So I'm just starting to logistically go through the procedure and the trip in my head. I also talked to the guys in that are going to be there from Right Between the Eyes, and I didn't really talk to Xander today. I talked to Rob and talked to Nick a little bit, Nick and Nico, and we were talking about where would be a good place to meet, like for people that are going to go to the show and want to meet us and get a button. Me, I've got my in my head button, 2.5-inch button. I've got these to give away, and also you can get one sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to me. Address is under my about on my YouTube page. You can send a self-addressed stamped envelope. I'll send you this and handwritten letter of appreciation for watching the show. But I thought it'd be cool because I know some people that are going. I think Sublime's going to the show, and we know some other people that are going to the show. So it'd be cool to meet some people in person. And so I figured, well, let's try to figure out a time and a place to meet people. And so we've not really figured it out yet. I will post either, I'll put it in a video, or I at least post it on all my social media, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, and on my YouTube. Right now we're thinking about maybe meeting behind Section 100, and but we haven't figured out on the time, and we don't know for sure if that's where we're going to do it. So once I get it really figured out for good and for certain, I'll be sure to mention where we're going to be doing that at. So that has basically been today. It's been kind of nerve-wracking, day 3. Day 4 is tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And so my tomorrow be when I get off here, I'm not going to be on here very long. I told my wife I'd be on here less than 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, because we got some pies to make. We always make dessert the night before. We have our Thanksgiving so late. Our Thanksgiving's at like 4 in the afternoon because that's when all of our kids can make it due to their schedules. We have one daughter who works in food industry, and she works at Cracker Barrel, and she works the opening shift for Thanksgiving for Cracker Barrel. So a lot of times we have to wait because she don't get off till like 3. And then we have 4 other kids and their spouses that have to show up, and grandkids and yada, yada. And my son, Steven, who's been in videos with me, he's not going to be able to come because he's got COVID. He tested positive for COVID today. So it sucks. He's not going to be here for Thanksgiving, but it is what it is. And you can't, that's the world we live in today. So yeah, tomorrow or tonight, I'll be working on making some pies, chocolate pies and things like that. And then tomorrow, me and my wife will get up and get the turkey. The turkey's been brining. We put our turkey in a brine. It's been brining for a couple days. We'll get up and put the turkey in the oven and go ahead and start making all the sides, the macaroni and cheese, the green bean casserole, and the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. We make real mashed potatoes, and so we'll start making all that stuff and have that stuff ready. And the kids will show up at 4, and we'll have a couple hours of hanging out with the kids. And so at some point in time tomorrow, I'll make a video. I may even be walking around with my phone. It may just be a live that's done from my phone. And it may be very short. It just may be like, hey, this is what I did today. This is basically what this journal is it is journaling me getting ready for this show and what's going on in my head and what I'm thinking and feeling. And today it is anticipation, and it is still scary. It's very scary right now. But I do think we're going to be Emily Graziano messaged me today, and she's like, is our show going to be canceled? And I'm like, I hope not. But it's 5 days. 5 days when you have the flu. Man, I've had the flu, and it's knocked me out for like a week. But I'm not as in a shape, as good a shape as Paul Stanley is. But I'm not as old as he is either. So, yeah, it's one of those things. So I've got a few minutes left. I think that's everything on my notes. I got a few minutes left. I'm going to read one of the things that's fun about doing these lives as you guys. So I'm going to read and see who all's here. So Dark Light's here. Got rock and roll pneumonia. That's what Paul does have. He's got rock and roll pneumonia. Somebody call the doctor. Time to call Dr. Love. And Space Ace Ron's here. And Marty's here. Marty says maybe he needs to get some cold gin or hot whiskey. Might be better. And so good to see you guys. Good to see you, Marty. And then Thomas is here. And Thomas says, "Hey, Brant, thank you for your podcast, letting us know about the concert being canceled due to Paul having the flu. I also did hear tonight's show's been canceled. Your promptness, great. Thank you so much, Thomas. I totally appreciate that." Darklight said he thinks he'll be better by Rosemont. I'm certainly hoping so. Interesting painting above the bed. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that too. That is a interesting painting. Let me see if I can pull that back up. Let me solo this. That is an interesting painting. You really can't see it any better, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. And Thomas says, and also thanks for the mention of the name generator. I cannot stop using it. My middle name, which I go by, is Alex. Sorry, it says Thomas. Okay, cool, Tom. Alex, you have to remind me of that, or otherwise I'm going to call you Thomas. That's pretty cool. Kiss can make a person feel like they're walking on eggshells. That's the truth, man. And happy Thanksgiving, Brant, to you and your family. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you so much, Darklight. I totally appreciate that. Yeah, so it's one of those things that right now it's kind of the weight game. And we'll have to see what happens with Knoxville. My friend's going to Knoxville, and he's hoping he's kind of not very optimistic right now. He's kind of thinking that they're definitely going to cancel Knoxville. He doesn't think Indy has too good of a chance either, because Indy is really the next day. So, but Paul's got a break today. He's got a break tomorrow. Hopefully he will be able to do those two shows. The one thing I would hate for happen is him to do those two shows or do the first show and have like a relapse, because you know how it is when you have the flu, you try to start doing, and then you just can't, you have a relapse. I've felt that way before, coming off being sick. And coming off being sick, and you go to work you come off being sick, you go to work and you feel good, and then by the end of the day you feel like crap and you end up missing another day of work. And so this is just work for Paul. This is his job. This is what he does. And we'll just have to see. I really don't have anything much more to say other than, like I said, day 3 has been a very interesting and a very scary day. So, yeah, and they got the best doctors. They'll put the best medication in him to do the show. And honestly, I would rather him, like I said, if they're going to cancel, I'd rather them cancel sooner rather than later. I know that Ottawa, I think they were literally in the arena. If I'm not mistaken, they were in the arena and got canceled. I doubt most people today were able to get any refunds back for any kind of hotel. A lot of times you have to give them a 24-hour notice. And so I think mine is, like I said, it's my hotel room is the 26th, and I have to let them know by a certain time on the 25th, because I'm coming in the night before. I'm actually flying in on Sunday. So I'm flying in on their day off. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So I'm just hoping for the best. I'm hoping the best for Paul, and I'm hoping the best for anybody that's going to these shows. All right. So that's all I've got for tonight. Appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me. I did it live tonight, so I didn't have to edit. And I'll probably do it live tomorrow, so I don't have to edit. Friday night, I will probably, I don't know if I'll do a live Friday night or if it'll be something that I throw together and then put up Friday night. I don't know. But anyway, I know YouTube doesn't like putting too many live videos in the algorithm. So I try not to do too many live videos. But you'll see something from me tomorrow and Thursday and Saturday. And then everything from Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday will be put together in a video that will come out sometime later next week. All right, that's all I've got, everybody. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, and I hope that you have a happy Thanksgiving. I was going to say a Merry Thanksgiving. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, a Merry Thanksgiving. Be safe, spend time with your families, and I will see you back here sometime tomorrow. Take it easy.